Yeah, it's definitely cool to be at a place that allows you to create things that haven't been created before.
3, 2, 1, 0.
What I like about it is you can take ideas and turn them into reality.
Manitoba Aerospace, where vision takes flight.
Manitoba Aerospace recognizes the aerospace industry here, in Winnipeg especially, is built on the people here.
I was at home. Actually, I was in the kitchen washing dishes. There was a knock at my door and a woman was standing there with a brochure. And at that time, I was unemployed, not sure where or what I wanted to do.
I didn't know what I wanted to take. I was going to go for plumbing.
I always wanted to work in space. For a long time, it didn't seem like it was a very feasible career choice.
I didn't know anything about rockets when I started.
What appealed to me the most was it was from the Center for Aboriginal Human Resource Development. Being an Aboriginal woman, it automatically appealed to me what they had to offer. Through Manitoba Aerospace, it said, "Are you looking for a career in aerospace?"
I went to school at University of Manitoba and I got a degree in mechanical engineering, and then I did a lot of on-the-job training with some really good mentors.
So I spent 1 year doing mechanical engineering at University of Manitoba, and then through that determined that I actually didn't like mechanical engineering at all. I preferred to do computer science.
I went to the Aboriginal Center. Standard Aero was a part of the training. I did some work experience here. At the end of my work experience, they offered me a job, and I've been here since.
Some of the engineers at Magellan came to the university to mentor us, to guide us along and to give us feedback. And that kind of started the process for me. Yeah, so we could potentially look at that in the log. I'm a software developer at Magellan Aerospace, working on flight software and ground support tools for various satellite missions.
I'm part of the NCQA team, which is a numerical control quality analysis, which really has anything to do with automation, laser projection, robotics, all sorts of really cool, interesting stuff.
So I'm a rocket systems engineer. I've been working on rockets for 20 years and I still get excited every time we make a rocket and every time it gets ready for launch.
My job is a detail inspector. I determine whether or not that part of the engine that I'm inspecting is repairable, serviceable, or unserviceable.
Boeing has been one of the best places I've ever worked. The supportive culture that they have here is amazing.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, this is awesome. It's something I wanted to do for my whole life.
We're all a big team and we all rely on each other and we all need each other.
When I got the opportunity, I was thrilled to join the team here.
You can take your career as far as you want to go here.
Oh, it's just amazing to know that my rockets are flying into space and helping scientists learn new things about our Earth and our universe and the world around us.
Boeing. It's the people that make the difference. With her steel-toed work boots all tied,
All right, let's go.
Kim Westensko is all set for another working day. This morning, she's heading down to the shop floor at the Boeing facility here in Winnipeg. It's important to her to get a feel for how things are going. It's gonna take her a while. This facility is over 800,000 square feet.
Morning.
With over 1,600 employees. Kim is the managing director of Boeing Canada and the general manager for Boeing Canada Winnipeg. In her spare time, she's the chair of the board of Manitoba Aerospace.
You know, Manitoba Aerospace recognizes the aerospace industry here, in Winnipeg especially, is built on the people here. And everything we've been able to do is based on the trained and experienced people we have in aerospace in Manitoba. The nice thing that we have is universities, we have colleges, we have technical training that all of our employees do before they ever come to work here in Boeing.
Red River College students can get hands-on instruction on how to make space-age composites, just like Boeing uses for its new commercial airliners.
For the 787 main landing gear door. Went to Red River College here in Winnipeg. I didn't know what I wanted to take. I was going to go for plumbing.
I like the tape technique. It was very what I just.
I'm part of the NCQA team, which is a numerical controlled quality analysis, which really has anything to do with automation, laser projection, robotics, all sorts of really cool, interesting stuff. It all kind of came into play just one step after the other. Quite a bit of it was on-the-job training to hone and develop new skills here at Boeing. Boeing has been one of the best places I've ever worked. The supportive culture that they have here is amazing.
Part of that supportive culture is this innovative room called the Moonshine Area.
So this area, the Moonshine area, is we bring employees in who have ideas. They've designed a new table they want to use or a new ergonomic lift process. If we can allow the people who actually do the work to make the improvements, if I have ownership of the work that I do and I get to design how I do it, I own it through and through, and I'm happy to come to work every day. It's the best investment Boeing has made. Best investment. Oh my gosh, the future is so bright for aerospace in Manitoba. The opportunities are all the way from hiring right out of high school and at Votech, all the way up to going to Manitoba universities, being trained in engineering and aerospace and become an engineer, design airplane parts for a company like Boeing. The most exciting thing right now is that every month we're bringing in 30 more employees here at the Boeing plant. So we have new opportunities all the time. Right? It's great.
Standard Aero. Are you looking for a career in aerospace? Standard Aero has been a Winnipeg fixture since 1911 and does everything from maintenance on plane and helicopter engines to custom solutions in aerospace, like taking advantage of Winnipeg's generous supply of cold weather to test jet engines. Kelly Spence has been working here at Standard Aero for 12 years, most recently as a detail inspector.
Well, what we do here is we repair and overhaul gas turbine engines. I determine whether or not that part of the engine that I'm inspecting is repairable, serviceable, or unserviceable. AGB is done. I have a NCT. I discussed this with Corey.
But 12 years ago, Kelly had no idea that she would have a career in aerospace.
I was at home. Actually, I was in the kitchen washing dishes. There was a knock at my door, and a woman was standing there with a brochure. It was from the Center for Aboriginal Human Resource Development. Being an Aboriginal woman, it automatically appealed to me what they had to offer. Through Manitoba Aerospace, it said, "Are you looking for a career in aerospace?" And at that time, I was unemployed, not sure where or what I wanted to do. And when I read those words, it appealed to me immediately.
Here at the Neeganin Aboriginal Centre, where Kelly took her training, the partnership with Manitoba Aerospace has expanded even further over the years. They now offer everything from apprenticeships in welding to the latest in computer numerical control machines.
Standard Aero was a part of the training. I did some work experience here. At the end of my work experience, they offered me a job, and I've been here since. I learned everything in my training. So the crack is repairable. It's just continuous learning here. We're all a big team, and I don't know what I'd do without anybody here helping me. And I ask for help every day from people who know more than I do. Salita, I need your help. And I've almost become an expert because I have people coming to me asking questions about my job and what I do and asking for my help. So that feels good as well. There's so many benefits to working in the aerospace industry. Like I said, you can take your career as far as you want to go here. It's a very interesting career. It's very challenging. You know, yeah, it's a great place to work.
Magellan, rockets and space. Magellan has been in space for over 50 years, from the iconic Black Brant rockets
0.
to space missions and satellites, including trips to the International Space Station. Kim Norrie is the Senior Rocket Systems Engineer at Magellan.
Well, this doesn't look like much now, but it is the start of what will be the Black Brant sounding rocket, which is my favorite rocket. I've been working on rockets for 20 years, and I still get excited every time we make a rocket and every time it gets ready for launch. So I went to school at the University of Manitoba, and I got my degree in mechanical engineering, and I started working for Magellan Aerospace. I worked with a really great mentor, and he taught me everything I knew because I didn't know anything about rockets when I started. It's been a really exciting journey. I had to learn a lot, but it's been a lot of fun. These are the Black Brant fins.
Yes.
How did the inspection go?
Good.
I could not work alone. Between the engineers and the production people who build the rockets, the inspectors who make sure that they're built correctly, we all function as a team to get this work done. That's great. What I like about it is you can take ideas and turn them into reality because engineers make everything around you. Everything has been touched by an engineer.
Here at the Advanced Satellite Integration Facility at Magellan, scientist Dario Shore is getting cleaned up to go to work.
I'm a software developer at Magellan Aerospace, working on flight software and ground support tools for various satellite missions. This is the room where we assemble the satellites and test them before they get sent to put on a rocket and launch into orbit. I always wanted to work in space. When I was very young, my parents gave me a puzzle of the inside of the command module for the Saturn V for the Apollo missions, and it's still actually hanging on the wall at home. And that was kind of the inspiration. The final year of my undergraduate degree, there was an opportunity to work on a capstone project at the University of Manitoba. The project was focused on a computer for a small satellite in space, and I jumped on that opportunity. And it was really cool since some of the engineers at Magellan came to the university to mentor us, to guide us along and to give us feedback. And that kind of started the process for me. Yeah, so we could potentially look at that in the logs. See, we work in a team with all sorts of people with different backgrounds, different specialties, different expertise, all sorts of areas that make up the space industry. Oh, I love it. Yeah, this is awesome. It's something I wanted to do for my whole life, and then when I got the opportunity, I was thrilled to join the team here.
Oh, it's just amazing to know that my rockets are flying into space and helping scientists learn new things about our Earth and our universe and the world around us.
Keewatin Air, maintaining the air ambulance to the north.
We didn't have anybody missing yesterday, so everything's going good. And DGH is still ongoing inspection.
It's the daily shift change at Keewatin Air.
Worked on the flaps on the R&B.
This information share is absolutely critical. The team's making sure everyone's on the same page because they're responsible for keeping these air ambulances ready to go at a moment's notice. These planes are the only emergency link to some of the most remote places on the planet. For many northern communities like Rakin Inlet or Iqaluit, this is their only link to healthcare in an emergency. Nicole Kemp is an AME, or Aircraft Maintenance Engineer. It's up to her and her team to maintain Keewatin Air's air ambulance fleet.
We're the ones that say an airplane is fit and safe to fly. Sometimes an airplane's got to get out because there's a medevac. Got to fix it as soon as possible. Well, I've been with this company for over 11 years. You kind of learn a lot after being here for so long. Attention to detail, organization, being able to handle working under pressure. That's the benefit of working for a company like this where you get to work on everything. So we do the heavy maintenance. I went to school at Stevenson Aviation, and that's part of Red River.
Here at Red River Stevenson Field, one of Manitoba Aerospace's major teaching partners, students get hands-on instruction from experts at a facility that has a fully functioning hangar. AMEs are trained on anything that flies. It's the job of an AME to make sure that the aircraft is safe. This is important in significant work, whether you're working on a helicopter, a jumbo jet, or an air ambulance. It's thanks to AMEs like Nicole that airplanes are ready to take flight. MicroPilot, a different way to fly.
All right, Daryl, we're powered on.
The autopilot is ready to go and take off.
It's flying itself right now.
Today at MicroPilot, a different kind of flying and a different kind of engineering mind is at work. Here, it's all about drones and autopilots. And it's all about coding.
I am a software developer at MicroPilot. I spend most of my day at the computer developing code for the ground control station that communicates with our autopilots.
Today, Brendan and the flight crew are testing the latest code.
Meter drift, stable pitch.
So I spent 1 year doing mechanical engineering at University of Manitoba, and then through that determined that I actually didn't like mechanical engineering at all. I preferred to do computer science. This definitely is leading edge technology. Drones are the future.
Keeping the whole thing safe is a new breed of pilot. Drone safety pilot Steve Loney.
It's actually quite fun. I really enjoy it. Drones are the wave of the future, and there's not going to be less of them. There will be more of them, and they will need people to put them together and make sure they're running well and operate them. I enjoy it immensely. There's always something new to be doing. We've got a whole team of developers here, and there's a new code version built every night, and every week there's new updates that are going in there for new features, specifically features that I get to go out and test.
I would say aerospace is a very diverse industry. Basically, if you want to know how things work and how to make them work better, or you have practical and logical mind, then I would say aerospace could be worth exploring.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to be at a place that allows you to create things that haven't been created before.
The Engineering Access Program, supporting Indigenous engineers. Tonight is the graduation ceremony for NGAP, the Engineering Access Program at the University of Manitoba. This is a support program for Indigenous students who want to pursue an engineering degree.
NGAP is a program in which I believe that empowers our Indigenous students to get what is seemingly the impossible, an engineering degree.
It was a great help. Like, we had our own study space, and there's people there always encouraging us.
I really believe in it. I'm here 9-10 hours a day, and it's nice to have another home away from home when you're in university.
Almost like an oasis within the Faculty of Engineering, within the university environment as a whole.
Family and friends, teachers, mentors, and community partners like Manitoba Aerospace have gathered together to celebrate the occasion.
Aerospace is always looking for the best and the brightest students, and the NGAP program really helps them prepare for being successful.
It's a happy event for everyone, especially for Randy Herman, the director of the NGAP program.
All we're doing is sort of helping them getting over some of those initial obstacles they'll face. We give the students that hand up by offering upgrading courses in physics, math, chemistry, and computer programming. Courses they may not have had available in their communities. And as well, we also offer tutor supports to those students as they're going through the Faculty of Engineering.
YH is equal to C1.
Of course, we have a counselor on staff who helps the students deal with any sort of transitional issues that they may face. We have a lovely lounge up on the third floor here where the students can integrate and get to know each other as a smaller group, can get to know each other, can become friends and peers and help support each other.
It's nice to have a community of like-minded students like myself to support me and to kind of guide me through my studies.
Oh yeah, I love the NGAP program. Everyone is just so helpful.
There's constant support available to you.
Recent graduates have been able to build off that support. Alicia Hill used her final capstone project in the program to find employment.
I am working at the Rehab Center for Children, and I got this job because I did my capstone project for them. My project was redesigning the wrist unit for the prosthetic arm.
Today, Randy Herman is taking a group of students into the hydraulics research and testing facility to inspire the next generation of Indigenous engineers with an experiment. The challenge? To see whose tinfoil canoe can hold the most marbles.
My utmost goal is that they will see that science, physics, chemistry, mathematics is inherent in their traditional culture. Well, the only future that I'm eventually going to be happy with is a future where there are as many Indigenous people in engineering as they are represented in the population at large. So I won't be happy, I won't rest easy until that occurs. We need more diversity. It can't always be the same people at the table speaking with the same voice. We need to have voices, different voices. We need to have female voices. We need to have voices of people of color. We need to have Indigenous voices at these tables. It brings, in some small way, the culture of the Indigenous people back into the Faculty of Engineering. I'm looking at the families that are coming together to honor the engineering graduates. I see change in people's lives. I can't tell you how many stories I've had where a student will come to me and say, I'm the first person in my family to go to university, to go into engineering, and how that changes the entire family. I just think that's the most powerful change agent of all.
Here are the companies that make up Manitoba Aerospace and some of the programs they support.